Get enough there, bud?
What? Let me know when you're ready, and then I'll say, all right, giddy up. Welcome back, basement dwellers.
Live from the basement.
To another episode of the Jarhead Basement, the top 5 lists. Tonight we're talking about, I dressed for the occasion. Tonight we're talking about me and MJ's top 5 modern Westerns. We are not talking currently in this list about like anything John Wayne, old Clint Eastwood, nothing, no Shane, no nothing in that. This is all like 1985 and newer. So, we don't have any really personal experience with this like we did the first one with war movies. So this is just our personal take on shit. I mean, because
I grew up in Texas. That's pretty close, right?
I guess you'd have some.
I rode horses.
Yeah, I rode horses too, but it doesn't mean it's not like I'm fucking pecking paw. So anyway, we'll start off like normal.
More of a basis than you, sir, is what I'm saying.
True.
All right, enough said.
My sister owns 4 horses.
You're a horse. Anyway.
So we'll do it the same way, same format. We both give an honorable mention. Neither one of us knows each other's lists prior to this. We don't talk about them at all. We do have one at the end that we did priorly agree on, but we knew that going into this. But without further ado, MJ, what's your honorable mention?
Honorable mention for me is going to be True Grit. The remake, not the original. Because I love Jeff Bridges.
We're already off to a bad start, aren't we?
Look, there's no bad start. You know what? Leave us a comment and let us know whose list ended up being the better of the two. Look,
we'll gladly listen to your input.
That's right. You had Matt Damon playing LaBeef. You had you're an asshole. You had Jeff Bridges playing, Rooster Cockburn himself.
Cockburn.
Yeah, whatever.
Not Cockburn. I think that's an STD.
That sounds like it could be. And I don't remember the girl's name, but she was fantastic in the movie too. That was a good movie. It was a good remake.
Because she's went on to do quite a bit of stuff now since that movie.
Yeah, it just escapes me. I'm not gonna lie. I did zero research of who was in these movies.
Well, you said Josh Brolin, right?
I didn't even get to Josh Brolin, but this was pre-Thanos Josh Brolin.
You had gritty, greasy teeth Barry Pepper in her playing.
Again, Barry Pepper. I think we can both agree that we love Barry Pepper, just as a blanket statement.
All right, no, I'm not going to agree with you on that one. I wouldn't even put True Grit anywhere close to my list. So.
That's fine. It's not your list.
No, we're conversing.
No, you're off to a bad start, my friend. You're going to get combative MJ the rest of this video.
Oh shit! You said you were in a mood, right? Earlier, you were in a mood.
I am in a mood.
Like good, bad, ugly.
Like a Captain Call mood. I'm American, by God.
Speaking of Captain Call, we should talk about our Westerns.
Hey, Casey, what's your honorable mention for a top 5 Western?
My honorable mention was actually not a movie at all. It was a miniseries, but I couldn't not include it. Was the Hatfields and McCoys.
Oh, that was great. I completely forgot it. To be honest.
Like, I didn't want to include it on the list because it's technically not a movie, but it was so good. Mainly Kevin Costner carried that whole thing.
Yeah, Kevin Costner was, I think he
And
partially.
Tom Berenger and stuff, but you
Yeah.
have a young Boyd Holbrook in there too. I don't know if you know who Boyd Holbrook is.
I don't. Not
He
somebody I
played
frequent.
the guy with the mechanical arm on Logan.
Okay. Yep.
He's been in a lot of stuff. He was in the new Predator movie. That's Boyd Holbrook. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he was good. That was a solid miniseries.
Yeah. So that was.
Matter of fact, that miniseries is the whole reason I watched Texas Rising on the History Channel.
Oh really? Well, yeah, that had Bill Paxton in that too, didn't it?
Yeah. Again, great cast. But that's why I even remotely gave it a shot. So good in its own right. And again, forgot it. Otherwise, it might have made my list. Otherwise.
So no, okay. Well, since you started off, we'll just go with your number 5. Take it away, MJ. What's your number 5?
It's gonna be Wild Wild West. No, I'm just joking. Hostel.
You really had me there. I was like, your honorable mention was True Grit, and Wild Wild West is your number 5.
Jim West.
Yeah, it is Jim West. Yes.
Just so we're clear. No, it's The Hostels with Christian Bale.
Ooh.
So, which is probably the most recent movie, actually.
Yeah. So don't talk about anything about that because that is actually pretty recent. And there's probably a lot of our fans, probably a lot of
all two of us.
All two of our fans.
Yeah.
Might want to see that without.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because it was a great ending. I tell you what, I would sit through that movie all over again just to see that ending sequence.
Well, ironically, that's what you would have to do to enjoy that movie.
Oh yeah, to get the essence of that sequence.
Right.
I thought you meant like physically. I'm like, well, you could just fucking fast forward it.
Yeah. I get. You young millennials wanna.
Oh, young millennials. I'm a whopping 2 years younger than you, you jackwig.
That's a big 2 years between 82 and 84 there, bud. Get your pull there. What's your number 5?
My number 5 is a fancy little Kurt Russell movie that kind of flew under the radar. Bone Tomahawk.
That's a brutal movie, man.
It is. It's a hard watch at the end, but everything leading up to that was very well shot, was very well, like cinematically was really well done. The characters
100%.
all had their arcs they went through. Patrick Wilson. Who's the guy that everybody says is boring? It's on from Lost.
Matthew Fox?
Yes, Matthew Fox. He actually did pretty good in this. I really liked his character and his performance in this movie.
Yeah, he's really hit or miss for me. I liked him in Bone Tomahawk, and I liked him in. I can't believe I can't say I liked the movie as a whole, but I liked him in the Alex Cross movie as the
because he was
the killer or whatever. Yeah.
Spoiler alert for Alex.
Nobody watched it, so it's okay.
Spoiler alert. Yeah.
Nobody watched that one. That's why they didn't make a sequel.
I think people saw Tyler Perry on it and they're like, nah, pass.
And it didn't say Medina, so they're like, why am I watching this?
Yep. What?
Why am I friends with you? Back to Westerns.
So you were on your number 4.
Number 4, The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford.
That was
long-winded.
It was long-winded and slow, really slow in parts, but it was very artsy.
It was just so beautifully shot. The cinematography is just pitch perfect. I loved Brad Pitt. He had these tics throughout that I think lent to the character of Jesse James and who he was and why he was the way he was.
Oh, right. Yeah. And I totally saw that. And I actually liked Casey Affleck's performance. And even though he was like, he was so whiny and
he was a weasel.
At times. Yeah. And I mean, he was so weaselly, but it was still, it fit
he portrayed it perfectly. Whereas in, was it
brother of Sam Rockwell?
Yeah. Yeah, it was, I think so. But yeah, and then Casey, turned around and did was it Gone Baby Gone, and just showed a whole different side of his acting chops. Yep. All right, so we're to your number 4, sir.
So my number 4, Unforgiven.
That one, I just didn't put that one on the list. That was the cusp of me finding Westerns when that movie came out.
Okay.
Personally.
But I'm not even giving it.
No,
I'm giving it the whole, because of the whole
experience. I get it.
But everybody's like, wow, well, because of Clint Eastwood. But actually, it's not. The reason why I'm giving it on my list, even, well, the ending scene is amazing. Well, I'm not going to, well, who gives a shit, I guess.
It's 30 years old, man. I think you're good.
30? Oh, yeah, it is. God dang, we're getting old.
Yeah.
But
we are classics. We would be found on the classic rock station now, my friend.
Yeah, dad rock.
Yeah, a little butt rock for you.
Whoa. Easy. But also, Clint Eastwood's character used to be an outlaw. He quit drinking, he quit killing. Him and Morgan Freeman used to be partners. But nothing really takes off for Clint Eastwood, really, until he finds out what happens to Morgan Freeman. And then he grabs that bottle of liquor from the kid.
Yep.
And then he just starts, why'd they have to do that to, he's like, man should go healed for decorating his establishment with my friend, at the end there. And all that whole sequence is amazing. I love that whole thing. That whole end sequence where Clint Eastwood just goes all Clint Eastwood on everybody.
Yeah, it just goes off the rails. Yeah.
And just doesn't care. That one guy's like, I'm not, he's like, just like, and just blows this guy away.
That's it.
Oh, it was the bartender.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway. All right. So you're number 3.
Number 3 for me. And you're going to love this one. It's one you and I quote more than we should. Young Guns.
Yeah, right. But that is amazing that you got all them young guys, Lou Diamond Phillips,
Oh, all these guys right on the cusp of real stardom, led by Emilio
Estevez, Sheen,
Chavez,
Chavez,
Mexico, Navajo.
Why aren't they shooting us?
You see that goddamn cockadoodle-doo? We're in the spirit world, asshole.
What's his name? And Casey Sides Moscow are freaking out. And he's like, what do we do now, Dick? Sheriff Grady's going to hang us for sure now.
And Estevez just losing his mind.
Sheriff Grady's he was always worried about, you seen anybody hung? I heard you mess your trousers in front of women and children and all this.
Yeah. Great movie. Mm-hmm. Kiefer Sutherland.
Classic.
Lou Diamond Phillips.
Based loosely on the events of the Lincoln County Wars.
Correct.
Down in New Mexico. Oh, here's a fun little trivia, because we like fun little trivia.
Hey.
The son of legendary John Wayne plays Pat Garrett in that movie.
Mm.
Patrick Wayne plays Pat Garrett in Young Guns Numero Uno.
Numero?
Numero
Uno.
Oh, well, I'm Northern, so.
Whatever. I failed Mass for Marines. Did I tell you that?
Aye, laddie, you have. Frequently.
Right. Hit me with your number 3, sir.
My number 3, the remake of 3:10 to Yuma.
That's my number 2.
Well, don't give away your. Well, I guess.
So
this is how we got off track last time, because I was like,
yeah. Wait, where are we at? But yeah,
310 to Yuma was my number 3. So,
and while it stars Russell Crowe and
Christian Bale and Peter Fonda, and
let's be honest, who carries the movie?
Ben Foster carries this movie, I think.
Ben Foster just destroyed that role.
And okay, so spoilers, because it's totally different from the
original. Yeah.
The original.
Yeah.
On the original, both the guys get on the train, right?
Mm-hmm.
The farmer and the outlaw.
The farmer and the Dale. Yep.
But
Mario.
In this one, Russell Crowe, who plays the outlaw, ends up gaining like a kind of a mutual respect for, I think his name is Dan in the movie.
I think so,
Dan, Dan Evans.
God damn it, Dan.
So he makes it to the train, puts Russell Crowe in, he's like, well, Dan, you made blah, blah. And all of a sudden he turns around and he's like, no. And Ben Foster shoots Christian Bale in the back, which proceeds to the next, one of the best scenes of the whole movie.
Yeah.
So Russell Crowe proceeds to wipe out his entire gang, kind of wound or maim Ben Foster, and Ben Foster has this like almost like sexual relation with his Schofield revolver the entire movie.
Yeah, that is the one weird part about his character.
Well, I mean, it kind of was that way back that, you know, and once you knew your piece, if you were an outlaw like that, that was like your woman, you know. You spent more time with that than you actually did with other human beings. You know, just go with it. It's yes.
Anyway, moving on.
Anyway, so what's cool about that scene though is he pulls Ben Foster's Schofield, just sticks that son of a bitch right through his chest and kills him with his own pistol.
Yeah.
Which was a total symbolic. That part just loved. I love that part.
Not only did his boss betray him, but he killed him with his own weapon. So it's the ultimate.
Yeah, it's the weapon that he was basically romantically in love with, you know.
Right. But no, I love that movie. The scene when they're, you know, they're on the railroad prior to that end scene, and they're running through the tunnels and with the Chinese, and just some great action set pieces.
Oh yeah. And everybody had to get. Peter Fonda's character was good. You know, Peter Fonda played that brash outlawman.
Great movie.
So obviously your 2 is 310 to Yuma. So
yeah,
we just talked about that extensively. So now my 2.
Yep.
My number 2. What? My number 2. Open Range.
That's Bob Duvall,
Robert Duvall, and Kevin Costner,
and not Diane Lane.
Annette Bening.
Annette Bening.
And Kim Coates is in it, and then of course that British guy. The guy that plays the marshal, he's also in a lot of movies. Real good character actor. But what my favorite part of that is all the realism in the whole world. The rain like washes that whole town out.
Yeah.
And they're setting the boards across and everything.
Well, that's Kevin Costner's trope, though, is let's make it real. You know,
and that gunfight at the end, that I thought was like one of the most kind of accurate depictions of like a gunfight, because not everybody's hitting what they're shooting at.
Right. Not everybody's
they're like, you know, they're only like about probably like 10, 20 feet away. And I mean, everybody's just busting caps and no one's hitting shit besides Kevin Costner walking up to Kim Coates and like point blank blowing his head up. You know, the townspeople finally end up turning on this ranch tycoon because they hate free grazers. That was the whole premise of the movie, is that this big cattle tycoon in this small little town, they hate free grazers because he's like came over from Ireland or Scotland or some shit. So he has a bunch of hired guns. He's got the town sheriff marshal in his pocket. You know, I mean, it's a simple premise for a story, but it was just so.
That was good. It was good. End of the conversation. That's all I got to say about that.
It's a Forrest Gump reference. So, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a tie between the two of us.
Yeah.
But do you want to tell your number one, or do you want me to guess what your number one is?
Why don't you guess? Why, Ed Bailey, whatever do you mean?
Do it. Tombstone?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
That's my number one, too.
I think most people in our generation are going to use that as their number one just because.
Because you know what? I'll say it right now. Fuck Kevin Costner's Wyatt Earp movie.
That long 3-hour son of a bitch movie.
Oh, my God. When we bought it, it came out and it was a 2 VHS set.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
It didn't accomplish anything of the grandeur that Tombstone did.
Nope.
In one VHS tape. No, Tombstone is but especially the story behind the movie. Like Kurt Russell took over basically as director. Like,
yeah, 100%.
Val Kilmer came out later in an interview because like that movie wouldn't have became what it was without Kurt Russell.
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, they even did the research to see if it was even plausible for Doc to have killed Ringo, because Doc was supposed to be on trial.
Well, he was supposedly, according to records,
right,
like hundreds of miles away at the time or something.
Right, in Denver or something like that, I think.
Yeah.
Obviously, they used a little bit of used some writing liberties to make it an entertaining movie.
Oh
but,
yeah, there you got to do that.
But
when doing biopics, I mean, and everything. Z and I started doing a little bit more digging into a lot of that stuff too, between like the Stillwells and like Curly Bill and like the gunfight at the river, which is an infamous scene, and the story behind that scene from what really happened is one of the most famous parts of that whole about Wyatt Earp against the Clantons.
Right. Look at that.
The Cowboys.
Walking on the water.
So cinematically, that movie's amazing. Everybody in that movie's welcome. Michael Rooker, Bill Paxton, Sam Elliott.
I even like the guys that played Curly Bill and Wild Bill.
Powers Booth?
Yeah, Wild Bill Broses. Yeah. What's his name? Hooker, the ranch owner.
Well, it's Charlton Heston.
Yeah.
We forgot about Thomas Hayden Church.
Oh, Jason Priestley.
Michael Biehn.
Michael Behan
plays Johnny Ringo.
I
mean, the whole cat. I mean, everybody.
Yeah.
Even the women,
Billy fucking Zane.
Yeah, Billy Zane is the
refined man.
The confused.
The dandy.
And what's his name that played Ike Clanton? He was in a bunch of movies too. He was in Avatar.
Yeah, he was in Terra Nova.
Yep.
What's his name?
Stephen Lang. Yep. All these guys. And you got stuntmen in there too that are played like Jack Vermillion and Turkey Creek Johnson.
Turkey Johnson.
And you got a younger fat pre or post On Deadly Ground with Steven Seagal, Billy Bob Thornton.
Doc, I didn't know you was in town.
Johnny Tyler.
Madcap. No, that was my jumping on point for Westerns right there. That was the moment that I was like,
see, and I grew up with Westerns. I
did too.
I grew up watching specifically John Wayne movies. My father is a big John Wayne freak, or not freak, but
who are you, John Wayne?
I mean, our VHS collection back when we were home was all John Wayne, and then you had like the Shadow Riders and like some Tom Selleck and Sam Elliott stuff. The Sacketts,
Yeah.
So I mean, I grew up on this stuff. It was a mix of that and Steven Seagal movies.
Yeah, before Tombstone, my favorite Western was Quigley Down Under with Tom Selleck.
Oh yeah, no, I grew up watching that one too.
Yeah. Dingoes ate my baby, Roy.
And you had a Hans Gruber in there too.
Yeah, playing a cowboy.
Oh, he was still Australian, but
yeah, Australian cowboy.
Oh, sure, yeah. I just saw him in the middle. Admittedly,
are they just Australian?
I was like, that's Hans Gruber. I know it's Alan. What's his Alan
Rickman. Yeah.
Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
And I've seen him in so many other things like Dogma and like Galaxy
Harry
Quest.
Potter's.
Well, Galaxy Quest.
Yep. I love
those
that
two movies. If you watch Quigley Down Under and you watch Die Hard back to back, you're like, is Alan Rickman playing the same character, or is that like his great grandfather in Quigley Down Under?
Quigley was somehow related to
the hairdo, the goat. I mean, everything is like identical.
I'll have to go watch it again. It's been years since I watched Quigley Down Under.
It's been years since I've seen Die Hard, the first Die Hard.
Oh, see, we watch that every Christmas. All right, well, give me two recent westerns that we didn't include that are still worth to watch.
The Quick and the Dead.
Okay. Give me another one. One more.
Are you going to the mall later? That's what I'm asking.
Well, you said The Kid. What did you think of The Kid with?
Started out great, and then it lost me at the end.
Yeah.
It became too abstract, and I was like,
I was really enjoying it. Yeah. I'd say the last third of that film, I was just like, what? Why?
Yeah, it kind of just took me out of it. I was like, so it became more about Pat Garrett against Chris Pratt at the end, you know?
Right. Well, I think he was trying to explore more about Mr. Garrett there, but
I tell you what, I was actually thoroughly entertained by the remake of The Magnificent Seven.
100% agree. I thought that was great.
I didn't want to put it on my list because there were so many others to choose from that actually just enthralled me as like a movie.
They were just better westerns that weren't a remake.
Yeah. I've seen The Magnificent Seven, the remake once. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I was entertained. It was a great movie. Well casted. You know, everything like that. But I think
watched that done,
I was like, there was really no need to go back and watch it again.
That's fair.
Well, like I think I've seen Tombstone maybe, I don't know, 349 times.
Just in the 2 years we were stationed together?
Give or take.
Let me see.
In the 2 years we were stationed together, we watched it 349 times. That's a fair assumption.
Hold on. Just hold your horses.
Oh, Western reference.
See what I did there? Diablo. I think it's some kind of fighting chicken or something like that. But Diablo starred Scott Eastwood and Walter Goggins, and it's another one of those really gritty westerns. That
really?
It's newer.
See, at first I thought you were talking about Rio Diablo with.
No, just Diablo.
With, you know the movie I'm talking about?
Though? Yeah. We're not going there. Although that would have been hilarious. I don't know if you've even watched that one, Casey, but you should definitely check it out. With
I'll have to take a look at it.
Yeah, Scott Eastwood stars.
Yeah, I did watch the one that was Liam Hemsworth and Woody Harrelson called Duel.
Yeah, that one was interesting.
It was interesting, but then all of a sudden it just became like a Jonestown thing, and I was like, you could literally set the story in any time.
Yeah, that one had me for a bit, but as the movie progressed, I just lost interest as it continued.
Yeah.
So it just didn't hold me. It felt like had the production company, had the money to really put some backing into it and make it that next level, it could have been great, but
true. Yeah.
It just came up short, And
there's a lot of them that like that now. And now I keep seeing on Netflix, I'm like, they keep punching out like, when the fuck did Trace Adkins become some kind of Western superstar?
I don't know. I watched him in a movie called Trailer Park of Terror, and he was terrifying.
It wasn't a Western, was it?
No, not at all.
Oh.
I just thought it was relevant.
Oh, okay.
because it had Trace Atkins.
Well, there's one now that's even got an old, irrelevant, trying to act now or trying to stay relevant, Sean Patrick Flannery in it.
Yeah.
You see the pain in my face?
Yeah, he's kind of a one-trick pony. But there's one movie he was in that we loved.
Powder.
Sure.
No, I'm just kidding. I tell people that and everybody's like, fuck you, that's not Sean Patrick Flannery. I'm like, yeah, it is.
Go look it up.
They're like, the guy from the Boondock Saints? I'm like, yeah, it is. The guy from the Adventures of Young Indiana Jones? I'm like, yeah, it is. Here's your stupid fucking rope.
All right, well, let's talk about our ultimate number one.
Our ultimate number one.
The one that we said we couldn't include on our list because, and honestly, we probably could have said that about Tombstone too.
Yeah, but that was, I mean, we knew that was coming. Without even talking about it, we knew Tombstone was going to be numero uno.
Yeah, and if we hadn't set this rule, this one would have been numero uno.
The greatest Western of all time, Halt, hands down. We will fight you in fucking Thunderdome. Lonesome Dove.
Yeah.
The original Lonesome Dove series from 89, 90, 91.
Yeah, late 80s, early 90s, yeah. Hands down the best. Can't beat it.
There ain't anything wrong with that entire miniseries.
Nope. Peach!
I think I've seen that thing, probably the whole thing, all the way through. All 4 parts? 4 parts.
Yeah, 4 parts at an hour and a half each.
Yep.
Yeah, I've probably watched
seen that whole miniseries, maybe. Shit.
I'd say probably 30 times realistically.
Yeah, that's lowballing it.
Yeah.
Just great. Robert Duvall, that's the role Robert Duvall, all these movies, like even on Open Range, Robert Duvall is that that's
who he is. Yeah, I just feel like that's who Bob Duvall is there.
He didn't start out that way. He's been in a couple other ones like sci-fi stuff. He was in the original True Grit as Ned Pepper.
Yeah.
It's funny because doing research on the miniseries itself, the role was supposed to be reversed. They offered the role of Woodrow Call to Robert Duvall, but after Robert Duvall read the story, because it's a Larry McMurtry. McMurtry. Yeah.
Murtry. Murty.
He thought he was better suited as the role of Augustus McRae. So
100%.
They switched it for him. So then Tommy Lee Jones, who is the perfect
Captain Call.
Call. I don't care if you're talking about Comanche Moon. Everything after that was compared to Tommy Lee Jones.
100%.
John Voight tried to be Tommy Lee Jones in The Return to Lonesome Dove,
and
which he failed horribly at.
Yeah, out of the entirety of that series, that's the weak point for me is Return.
Well, see, but that's actually not. That's not.
Well, that's not the 4-part miniseries we're talking about. I just mean in the overarching.
Right, but that one ain't even written by Larry. That was just a CBS cash.
Oh, they were just trying to cash in on the name. Yeah.
Yeah. The only ones that are actual is Streets of Laredo, Comanche Moon, The Dead Man's Hand, and then Lonesome Dove.
Okay.
Those are the 4. If it ain't that, it ain't Larry McMurtry.
And don't waste your time.
McMurtry.
But no.
Well, yeah,
if you've never watched Lonesome Dove, do yourself a favor and block out a week and go watch it.
You don't need a week. You can literally
you can binge it in a day.
If you die hard, you can do it in one day.
You're gonna feel it later.
As long as you got snacks, have snacks.
And for me, my second favorite of the 4 would be Comanche Moon, where I thought they cast Carl Urban perfectly to be a young.
And Steve Zahn.
And Steve Zahn. For those that want to, you can stream Lonesome Dove on Hulu currently.
You can?
That's what the internets are telling me.
That's what the World Wide Webs. I know all the Twitters.
And for those of you who are interested, you can find us on Spotify, Anchor. I think, are we on iTunes or iPod? I
think we're on Google Play.
Google Play. We're just everywhere. Just look for Jarhead Basement.
Yep. Whatever streaming device you find podcasts or whatever, just try it. 2 words, Jarhead Basement. See if it comes up.
Let us know what list we should do next. Those Westerns and war movies were the first 2 that came off the top of our heads, and
then we're open to suggestions.
Yeah, we're looking for the next list video, and make sure you're telling people to check us out if you find any kind of value in this. If not, don't.
Definitely for educational purposes.
No, maybe don't tell your 5-year-old about us.
Yeah, or don't come here looking for like
love
film school type of critique shit, because
Casey barely knows how to read.
Yeah, and he failed math for Marines
twice.
So until next time,
Jarhead Basement.
We love all your support
and chicken.
And be professional. Look into the camera when you say goodbye to our.
I thought we were just naming things we loved. I'm sorry.
I love lamp.
And Brick found a hand grenade.
Brick killed a guy.
Hey, we appreciate all the love from you guys in the community. Our first couple of videos on YouTube have done pretty well in the first week, and we've had a whopping 7 people listen to the podcast. So we'll take it.
It'll grow as we get going, you know.
Yeah, we're like something you need to get a shot for. We'll grow on you. So just let it spread the love in your ears. And cheers.
Till next time.
Jarhead Basement.
I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up.
You want to know what the best thing about Lonesome Dove is? The guns. The guns are the best thing about Lonesome Dove.
Everything.
You want to know what the best thing of Lonesome Dove is? The whores. The whores are the best thing of Lonesome Dove.
The whole fucking series.
The whole fucking series.
In a different movie, video, song.
Me, you, me.
Probably some beverage of a certain barley
variety. But